We brought you an update from the police on the case of Kenneth Law. The police have now charged Law with 14 counts of second-degree murder for allegedly selling deadly substances to people who took their own lives. Now, the new charges are in addition to the 14 counts of counseling or aiding suicide that he was already facing. That makes a total of 28 charges against Kenneth Law. All the charges are for deaths that happen in Ontario. But Law is also accused of possible links to deaths in other parts of Canada, as well as in several other countries. CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick is following this story from our newsroom. Megan, we heard from the police just last hour. Remind us, what did they have to say?
So now 28 charges total is what Kenneth Law is facing. Police saying the 14 new charges of second-degree murder relate to the same alleged victims as the 14 previous charges of aiding or counseling suicide. The first question put to the police officer conducting the news conference was why these new charges? What led you to lay them? And he said that evidence has been uncovered to support those charges. This is an ongoing investigation. He said that several times throughout the news conference. He would not get into the details of what that evidence is, Natasha, but something has changed in terms of this investigation to warrant these new charges. Peel Regional Police is working closely with multiple other police forces in Ontario, in Canada, and across the world. Here in Ontario alone, there are 11 police agencies that are collaborating in every corner of the province, from Windsor to Thunder Bay to Ottawa to London and here in the Toronto area. Police say they believe Kenneth Law mailed at least 160 packages to people in Canada and about 1,200 packages worldwide to about 40 countries. They accuse him of operating multiple businesses online selling sodium nitrate, which is a legal substance, but it can be lethal when it's consumed in certain quantities. Now, police saying that's how many packages they believe Law mailed out. That doesn't mean necessarily there are that many victims attached to each of those packages. But again, they say this is an ongoing investigation. They are asking for the public's collaboration and cooperation as well. Natasha, here's more of what they said.
We continue to cooperate with law enforcement agencies and collaborate with them globally. We ask that the public continue to be cautious and vigilant of their online activities and to be aware of the distribution of sodium nitrite packages as well as masks or hoods that could be used to cause self-harm. If you or anyone you know has spoken to Kenneth Law about self-harm, or if you have noted payments or transactions related to any of the following companies, which can be seen on the screen here, they are I'm Time Cuisine, Ambuca, Academic, Escape Mode, or IceMech, please contact us at our dedicated tip line.
Now, he was also asked if the alleged victims in connection to the 14 murder charges were ever in direct contact with Kenneth Law. He said he wouldn't answer that question to protect the integrity of the investigation. He was also asked about a motive. He said that also is something he can't comment on and is part of the ongoing investigation. He did describe this new development, Natasha, as significant and says it's not something that investigators took lightly. CBC has been in touch with Kenneth Law's lawyer, who said he had no comment on these new charges.
Okay, let's talk about the victims and the families of those victims. What are we hearing from them?
Yeah, I mean, Peel Police are not naming the victims, but our colleague Thomas Daigle, who's done a lot of work on this story, has been in touch with families of alleged victims, not just here in Canada, but in other countries as well, including David Parfitt, whose son Tom died by suicide. And according to reporting, his body was found next to a package allegedly linked to Kenneth Law. He says he has mixed emotions about these new charges. He would have liked to have seen Kenneth Law stopped earlier, and he says there are more people like Kenneth Law who are selling these kinds of products online, and it needs to stop. Take a listen.
Kenneth Law isn't the only person out there providing suicide kits. He's not the only person helping people find out how to harm themselves or how to take their own lives. And I hope it sends a loud message to those people that they will be prosecuted People like my son died needlessly.
And the father of one of the alleged victims from here in Toronto told CBC News he is pleased with the new charges and he thinks they better reflect what happened with his son. And also the brother of someone who died by suicide in the United States, and his family believing he was connected to products sold by Kenneth Law, says he's anxiously awaiting any charges laid in the United States connected to Kenneth Law. Again, lots of unanswered questions, more questions to be answered by police, but they are saying they can't answer them yet as it is an ongoing investigation. Kenneth Law is in custody and his next court appearance is due to be on December 19th.
Such a sad and disturbing story. Megan, thank you so much for the updates.
You're welcome.